Everybody, welcome back to the Super Stock Bros. I'm Bub,
And I'm Ace.
and we're here to talk to you about Airbnb. Top three reasons why you should get it. Number one, consistent growth since 2015. Reason number two, the market opportunity. And number three, Airbnb's strong network effects. What does that mean? Stay tuned for the episode. Got a good one for you. All right, today's special is Airbnb. Should you get in? Should you wait? We're about to talk about the company that's going to IPO on Thursday. Thursday, what, Ace?
December 10th. I'm
Uh,
excited for this one.
so am I. It's a big company. I've used their services. Have you used their services before?
I have actually quite recently.
Excellent, excellent. So let's pull up the info. Let's talk about what Airbnb is and what does that mean to you as an investor, right? So for all our stock bros, Airbnb is boosting range of its IPO shares, giving it up to a 42 billion valuation. This is as of this morning. They're saying it now expects to list the shares at $56 to $60 per share in its IPO, underscoring demand for new US stocks. So the pricing gives it up to a 42 billion valuation, fully diluted. Earlier, they were going to place it at 44 to 50 a piece, so they realized, hey, let's just put it up the price, and it looks like there's a lot of demand for it, as it should be, because this company is amazing. Uh, does that give you a little hesitation, Ace, at that price valuation, or do you think it's going to be worth a lot more?
You know what? I think a lot of people might hesitate, but in the end, this is a stock I'm planning on holding 5 to 10 years. I'm foreseeing that it's going to be included in the S&P 500 for maybe reasons that we'll discuss later. But this is a long-term hold, and honestly, that is a fair enough price. I could see the stock going easily to 120 bucks.
Right. Okay, so let's go to reason number one, consistent growth. So what do we mean by that consistent growth? Well, we did some research here, and um, you know, let's go over here, guys. Let's look at the numbers. So in December 31st, 2015, they had revenue of 1.7 billion. Sorry, actually 919 million. And then in 2016, it grew to 1.7 billion. 2017, 2.6 billion. 2018, 3.7 billion. And in 2019, 4.8 billion. These guys are adding a billion every year in revenue. It's insane. Let's talk about the losses as well. It's kind of been all over the map. So as this as all over the place since 2015, but 2020 definitely has been the worst for them for obvious reasons. People were afraid to go stay anywhere, especially internationally. So they reported losses and they had to cut a bunch of staff, but they're back on their feet, and it's because of domestic demand. People are finding parks, finding places to stay near home. I know, Ace, you went for a trip with your girl, and you said you stayed at an Airbnb in somewhere up in our area, right?
That's right. Actually, I rented out a very nice lodge, and very very beautiful. It was well handled the during the pandemic situation. I never felt threatened at all. I felt completely safe. It was a great time and honestly a great service as a whole.
Yeah. So that's what we're seeing is that demand is growing every year. It doesn't matter if there's an international, pandemic. It looks like people still want to travel and stay at these places, and they're significantly, from what I've heard, significantly cleaner and safer than being in a hotel with other people. You may as well rent like a whole house to yourself and your family, right? Or your friends. So definitely a safe play. They've still grown. They've still added. I believe they did some acquisitions. I don't have that information, but let's move on to the next reason. Number two, the market opportunity. So Airbnb versus the rest of the addressable market. Let's see where they sit. The market opportunity for Airbnb estimates that its serviceable addressable market is worth 1.5 trillion. That's what Amazon's currently worth, right? Their market cap, but the current addressable, and it's growing, right? Because more people are going to list their properties, including 1.2 trillion for short-term stays, 239 billion for experiences. So experiences is another. They don't talk about this much, but you can actually host an Airbnb experience, meaning like you're a tour guide and you can take people out. And for example, if you live in Toronto, you know Toronto a lot. people will pay you to take them out in Toronto if they're from another country, or maybe they're outside of the city, right? So it's a huge market opportunity. What have you heard about that, Ace?
Yeah, I believe that as well. And it's not just in-person services. They also have online services. So this is very interesting because they're growing their community at a rapid rate and they're fully utilizing their community. And I think, I mean, they didn't outline it in their S1 filing to the SEC because I don't think they want to give away their secret sauce. But I think a lot more things are coming. They can have collaboration in the medical services. They can have collaboration in food delivery. I mean, this is, and they have such a great management team too. So I have no doubt that they're going to fully take advantage of out of all of these sectors.
Right. 100% agree with you, man. And let's look at reason number three, Airbnb's strong network effects. Now, what do we mean by that? Well, um, according to this article, and it has a lot of great points, and I just had to go with this one. I honed in on this one here, Airbnb's strong network effects, right? So Airbnb has another eight in the hole. It's high barrier to entry. That's because the company's network runs on a positive feedback loop. What does that mean, right? So as more people host, they have a better experience. They share with other people. It's harder for other countries to get, or not other countries, other companies to get in, right? So their next best competitor is VRBO. I don't really know that company, but they're owned by the travel giant Expedia. Everyone's heard of Expedia if you've had the book. So it remains less than a third of Airbnb's size. So it's hard to gain trust. I mean, like letting people stay at your home that you own and you hope they don't trash it. Like they got a good verification system. Like, you hear the stories, but it's such a minor occurrence, like in the overall grand scheme of things. I was reading like another statistic was like, um, those incidents are decreasing because they're just getting better at like filtering out like troublemakers out of the app. But overall, they've built a trust that, for example, I would go to Airbnb first. I don't even know the other competitors. At this point, they're so far ahead that um, competitors, the ones that they've bought out and the ones that still exist, um, Airbnb is the king of this industry, right? What's your take on it, Ace?
Yep. So yeah, some numbers. I totally agree with you. Some numbers for you here. So they have hosts in 99 countries and have housed more than 75,000 people recovering from natural disasters, international refugees, and frontline responders during the pandemic. So it's a great community. Very lovely people, it sounds like. And I think these are just well-intentioned people that know that they can earn an extra dollar or even support the funding for their house or their mortgage, right? And like you said, they do have a great fair verification process. So they take their IDs, they have security, they have reviews, and then they refund the guests that actually had a terrible experience, and then of course provide a review to the hosts. And another thing that makes this company so good is that, like you said, the feedback loop. 68% of guests left reviews in 2019. 430 million cumulative reviews written as of September 30th, 2020. I mean, right there, you can tell you have a great community. You have people wanting to contribute to make the application better because they want to reuse the service. And in fact, reusing service is so huge. They have, during 2019, 69% of the revenue was generated by stays from repeat guests. This is huge. That means the app is very sticky.
That's huge, bro. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all our stock bros, I mean, if you're sitting on the fence, I feel like I'm going to get in on day one, maybe dollar cost average. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but basically you have a portion of money you want to put into the company. You put in a bit depending on your schedule or like whatever. I'd say every 2 weeks or like every month or every other month, depending on, your current income and how you want to invest. Maybe you have other companies you care about more. Maybe this is like a swing trade or a swing play for you. I think this is a long-term hold. I think it's going to be massive. I think it's going to be huge, like leader of the industry. Anything else you want to tell the bros before we close out here, Ace?
Yeah, like you said, Bub. My strategy is IPO day. I'm probably gonna do 30% of the total amount that I want to put in, and then over the next 5 to 7 weeks, 10% each week, probably, depending on how the stock goes. Because usually 2 to 4 weeks after the IPO, it starts to dip a little bit before it eventually takes off. Like I said, I'm gonna hold it, at least 5 years.
Yeah, it's definitely a long-term play. I'm probably gonna ease into it or dive right in like Yeah, like that, pretty much like that.
Nice job, bro.
Anyways, all right, Stock Bros. If you like the video, if you like the facts, if you want another one, comment, leave a, give us a like, subscribe, share with your friends. Write in the comments. Did we miss something? We'll definitely add more videos on this Airbnb. That's not the last. It's not the last video we're gonna do on this company. That's for sure. And looking forward to it. Anything else, Ace?
That's it for me.
All right. Have a good one. Peace out, folks.
See ya.
Bros. Peace.